Welcome back on this Wednesday. We're going to be looking at chapters 6 and 7. And as we start, I invite you to read through all of both of those chapters first. And as you do, you will notice that the first 7 verses of Leviticus 6 really tie in more with chapter 5. So we're not going to talk too much about them. The rest of the reading is about eating the holy food by the priest, the sacrifices that they were able to eat as a result of the free will offerings, those that we talked about in chapters 1 and 3. So let's get started looking at verse 14 of Leviticus chapter 6. And this is the law of the grain offering. The sons of Aaron shall offer it before the Lord in front of the altar. And one shall take from it a handful of the fine flour of the grain offering, and its oil, and all the frankincense that is on the grain offering, and burn this as its memorial portion on the altar, a pleasing aroma to the Lord. And the rest of it Aaron and his sons shall eat. It shall be eaten unleavened in the holy place. In the court of the tent of meetings they shall eat it. It shall not be baked with leaven. I have given it as their portion of my food offering. It is a thing most holy, like the sin offering and the guilt offering. Moving to verse 24. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to Aaron and his sons, saying, This is the law of the sin offering. In place of where burnt offering is killed, shall the sin offering be killed before the Lord. It is most holy. The priest who offers it for sin shall eat it. In the holy place it shall be eaten, in the court of the tent of meeting. Whatever touches its flesh shall be holy, and when any of its blood is splashed on a garment, you shall wash that on which it was splashed in a holy place. The earthenware vessel which is boiled shall be broken, but if it is boiled in a bronze vessel, it shall be scoured and rinsed in water. Every male among the priests may eat of it. It is most holy. Interesting passages here, as is the whole book of Leviticus, right? This demonstrates 2 things. First of all, how God was providing for the priest. Why would they be able to eat this food? Because they were busy offering the sacrifices, doing those things in the temple for the Lord, and would not be able to raise the food, to tend the flocks like the others would. Their focus would be on the temple. So part of the sacrifices to the Lord, they would be able to take and to eat. The second of all is the point of showing that these offerings are set apart as most holy. They were to eat them in a holy place, not in a common unclean place. It goes through all of these details to show that this offering that the people gave was to be honored and revered and respected. As I read this, I can't help but see a possible foreshadowing for us in the Lord's Supper. You see, not just priests are able, or pastors are able to eat of what Christ gives to us, but Christ fulfilled the priestly role by sacrificing himself on the altar of the cross so that we might be forgiven. The eating of the unleavened bread, the eating of the body of the animal sacrificed is what we do in the Lord's Supper, isn't it? When we eat the bread, the unleavened bread, which is his body that was broken and sacrificed for us. And it's not just the priest, but all, because Christ has opened the door. He is a high priest who now gives this all in his new covenant of the Lord's Supper to all believers. I'm going to wrap up just by reading the last couple verses, verse 37 of Leviticus 7. This is the law of the burnt offering and of the grain offerings, of the sin offering, of the guilt offering, of the ordination offering and of the peace offering, which the Lord commanded Moses on Mount Sinai, on the day that he commanded the people of Israel to bring their offerings to the Lord in the wilderness of Sinai. This summarizes, this ends this section, the first 7 chapters, as they all talk about sacrifices in a way, different kinds. There were the free will sacrifices, the sin sacrifices, and then here talking about how the priest would be able to eat some of that food that was sacrificed. It's all being wrapped up in this chapter, preparing us for the next section, which we'll hit on Thursday. We'll see you then. God bless.